Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing Command World at War. So we are playing as the Allies in war against the Axis. You can see Germany has conquered Poland now. It is early 1940. And in this episode I want to talk a little bit about the game mechanics. So as you could probably see last times, there are two turns taking place every month. So one for the Axis, one for the Allies, and so on and so forth. With 2 weeks alternating between these times. So effectively what that means is as we hit end turn button soon, it's going to advance 2 weeks and then it's the Axis turns, they finish their turn, another 2 weeks advance, and then it's going to be our turn. So for now that's fine because everything is winter and we probably won't see much action. But the last thing I want to do before that is I had a look at the points over here and I noticed the UK does have a lot of points left. We could buy a unit, we could buy, for example, on the UK tab over here, we could buy fighters or tanks or whatever, but I'm not convinced that that is necessarily the right approach. It might be nice to have something ready for the invasion of France, but I don't think that's required right now. Fighters might be worthwhile, but if we do look at the production tab over here, we can see that there are at least 2 fighter groups coming in for the UK in the year 1940, one in May and one in August. 3 are maybe not enough. We do have 1 fighter group in the UK currently. We might be aiming for a little bit more, but right now I'm not convinced that that's the best investment for now. So I don't think we need to purchase anything. I don't need to think we need any fancy things for France, because France probably is going to fall and it's going to be a little bit wasted. R&D might be interesting, especially spying and intel, because as you advance that over there, all your other research increases. So you know what, that's something that we do want to do over here. So yeah, let's spend a little bit more on spying and intel, so hopefully advance all of our research a little bit more quickly. And that does mean we still have quite a bit of points, so I do want to go over to diplomacy over here, and as the UK in fact invest a little bit into getting Iraq on our side. Because again, I do believe that getting Iraq to our side would increase our income, and you know what, if we are spending some money to make money, that I think is a very fine long-term investment. So we do have that supply route over here, which might be advantages for us to take on. You know what, in fact we are going to reinforce this submarine as well. That should be alright then. Good, so let's see whether we get any decisions, usually with a lot of noise. Yeah, we do not get any. So yeah, here you can see the breakdown of all of our income. And you can see some of these things do lead to a little bit more income, so that's fine. I think by now we have spent 200 MPP on getting Iraq on our side very quickly, so yeah, that might be nice to do that. Right, everything else seems to be fine over here, not much surprises, so that's alright. I don't think we are interrupting the supplies actually of the Axis anymore, probably because the sea route has frozen over in winter. Italy is starting to come into play slowly over here. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but we'll have to deal with that basically. Ooh, look at that! The Japanese are bringing their carriers. Germans are shuffling in some troops towards their western front. Japanese are reinforcing their garrisons in northern China. Not much activity yet though. Bombers. Damages to their fighters and their bombers. Some damage to our fighters, that's fine. It's a little bit more serious down here. Yeah, so we lost a corps over here. That's the first immediate loss that we have, and that's discerning. Lots of activities from the Japanese over here. We need to deal with that very quickly, otherwise things do get out of control. Although they are incurring massive losses as well. Yeah, movement in Germany, movement in Japan. That's interesting to see. I mean, especially in the south, the loss of that corps will have hurt massively. Oh, there are the German paratroopers that have been spawning, I think, in Hamburg. What's that? Bombers? is an interesting noise. I didn't recognize that, but let's see what that means. And I do think we want to start in China. Yeah, so there we go. One corps destroyed, and some decisions. General Wingard proposes that together with the British we send a military expedition to Finland to enable them to resist the Red Army. To assist the Finns, the British will be obliged to follow suit. Yeah. For a cost of 150 to be shared evenly between Britain and France. This support could halt the Soviet aggression in the Baltic. Only 50% chance of success. I do actually not want to send anyone over there right now because we have our hands tied in France actually way too much. So, on this part of the front everything seems to be stable. I don't think our counterattacks would do anything, so there's no point really doing that. We did lose a corps over here, but at the very least they seem to be getting rid of their overstrength modifier. And this guy over here seems to be in a very bad position actually. Look at their supply, it only has one supply. And we can even damage him with our corps, so that is definitely something to look out for on that front. Over here, some damage to this army. I don't think it's too serious, we can probably repair that. Some damage to these guys over here. But then again, you know, these guys are also sort of low on supply. That's actually very interesting. And over here they reinforced that. Some battles over here. All in all, nothing to be too worried about. We have a lot of points as China over here, so I think that's fine and splendid. So firstly, let's decide. I don't think there's any point in attacking with these guys over here right now, so we can might as well simply reinforce them like such, and that should be alright. And then this garrison, I do think we want to continue pushing the attack on these guys and hopefully take them out and move into over here. So that's excellent. So we have established another position over here, and that means these guys can probably take that secondary objective, Xiangtao. Come on, why are you calculating so long? That's fine. So that does give us also, I think, some more victory points and indeed a port, which is extremely useful, of course, for us. So lovely, good to see that. That might in fact mean that we could be thinking about building, for example, submarines to block off the supplies of the Japanese over there, but that of course is not something that we do right now. I think we can advance a little bit over here so that we can get a little bit more vision on that port, be protected by that river, potentially start to threaten them over here, and that would actually be very lovely. So on the other hand, in the north over here, none of these attacks seem to be too useful. Well, this one, yeah, it's reducing their strength a little bit. Ooh, actually a lot. And that's nice to see. This, on the other hand, would not do much. It wouldn't be actively hurtful, though. Unless, of course, it is. But, no, I think all in all that's still fine. Because that does allow us to do some damage, gain some experience, and that's alright. Let's bring up these guys up over here. A little bit of an inconclusive battle over there, but Peking is within, or Beijing is within reach, so that's nice to see. You're entrenched, we are entrenched. Your morale is low, your supply is low. That's fine, we don't need to attack. Again, I'm worried about overextending ourselves, and that of course wouldn't be too good. Our engineering units down there seem to be doing fine. We could bring up here towards that city and start to dig in over here. Might not be the worst decision. Defend against the south over here. Likewise, we could simply bring you up over the north, and that would be okay. Then again, I do want to advance a little bit over here, and I don't think we can advance altogether too much down here. And actually, we might of course be pushed back. Should also force march you, bring you down here into that region. So how realistic is it that we are going to make any advance over here? Yeah, you actually need to reinforce this. Not much that you can do otherwise. that army, yeah, you'd only lose as well. So yeah, you know what, let's bring up the engineers towards over here and start to fortify. Why can I not fortify? Thought I could. Anyway, the aircraft over here need to be reinforced. You guys, can you advance? Should you advance? You have control of all of these guys. We can actually bring it down here. And then I can set the to the mode auto. Why can I not pick this guy? Oh yeah, because you reinforced already, didn't you? That's fine though. And frankly over here I would like to take on this guy and drop this guy. But I think I need to do that before taking on the next turn. So, move you up here. Why though? There's no point in attacking. Let's move you towards the city, so in case any of that falls, we can move right in. And that should be fine. You over here, let's think about that. Yeah, this damage. So, this is really the only attack I do think we need to make. Yeah, let's start out with the army. Good. Some good damage already. Let's continue to attack over here. Also nice to see that we didn't take any damage in turn. You are entrenched, so I don't really necessarily want to move you up. I could move you to up here. If I move you out. No, you attacked already, so I could move you out. Move you in. Let's try to do that. It would get rid of an entire army. As of course they are moving out as well. You can attack, you can attack, you can attack. Yes! Good national morale bonus for us, so that's always extremely lovely to see. I guess we can move you up over here now. And can we bring you back towards the city? We cannot. Oh, but we did manage to cut that railway line. That's very lovely to see. Yeah, but I do guess we need to move you back a little. Okay, let's try to bring you over there. You're fine. Let's bring you into the city just for safety. And that does mean we can reinforce you because there's not much else that you need to do. You, dear sir, are fine. You are watching over all of these units, which is lovely, I guess. Yeah, let's do a little bit more. Oh! And we have another army. Yeah, that we were trying to bring down there. Lovely. We could force march you, but then again that would mean losing morale, so let's march them up normally, and that should be alright. And then up here, I guess you are all fine. So that does leave us with a lot of points actually. Lots and lots of points. Could move you up, no point. This is a really strong position. I mean, there are at least 6 armies up here, so pushing up here will be very, very difficult. But I do like how low their supply is. So that, at the very least, is extremely lovely for us. Good. So yeah, I don't think we need to do much more with China. I think what I want to do with China then is invest a little bit more even into infantry equipment over here. We do have the money to do that, so yeah, let's go ahead, let's do so. We don't have too much money left after that, but all in all I think that's a good decision to do. Right, so that being said, I think it's time for our South African friends over here. Up a hill. Yeah, and I do need to do something about the sound. It's just way too loud. This garrison unit in Rhodesia. Can I operate you? Oh, only 7 points. That would be lovely. Can I operate you to over here? No, I cannot. So let's actually not do that then. Good. Can't see any German raiders down here. You seem to have enough supply. Let's bring you into the base over here for a second. German raiders to be seen anywhere. Bring you over here. What are you actually? Are you mixed? Is that mode? No, you're naval tactical. Some recon forces from the submarine, from the carrier, but yeah, to no avail really. Can't get into the Baltic Sea with my units, so that means simply doing some patrols over here. I think the Canadian destroyers can... Ooh, look at that! There's an enemy submarine! And we did do some damage to it. And of course it's doing damage to us. Because apparently that's what submarines do. Damaging enemy destroyers. It's of course not very realistic, but I think that's alright. Let's bring up our carrier force. What's your mode? You're mixed. You can actually be naval tactical, and we are going to bring you up over here. And then I don't think we can attack the submarine. Nope, we cannot. That destroyer. It's fine, I think we do want to keep on watching the channel. Making sure no one comes through here. Should be right. Then we do have the bomber, the strategic bomber. We could try to attack Bremen again, but we wouldn't have any supply or any air cover, so I'm gonna hold off from that for now, because you're doing really minuscule damage, and if there was any damage done towards us, that probably would not pay off at all. So yeah. Let's bring our submarine into the base, that should be fine. You guys can move up a little bit towards that capital. You guys moved already, so that's fine. So for the UK, I think what we want to do is have a look at the upgradable units. And I think that does mean we could upgrade that battleship, for example, with better naval weaponry and anti-aircraft defenses. Interesting proposition, of course. Light cruisers over here. Can't be upgraded. You can't be upgraded. Oh, so that is a heavy cruiser. Can we upgrade the heavy cruiser? Yeah, again, likewise. The destroyer, I don't think. Naval weaponry. Does that count against subs? It does not. So I don't think it's a worthwhile upgrade. Even though it's very cheap, I don't think there's any point doing that. The battleship, though, a little bit more torn. So yeah, let's actually increase your defenses and your offensive power. It's not the most decisive, but again, it's helpful, so let's do that. Right, and then in terms of these guys over here, I don't think there's any point in upgrading you whatsoever. Nope, that's fine. All of these guys are good to go. And there's not much that we need to do over there. So yeah, all in all, happy about that, about the UK disposition. That does mean we could think about researching or buying things. And I do think in terms of research for the UK anti-submarine warfare, since we do see the first submarines, it might be nice to increase that. And that being said, it's certainly going to be very nice to increase that. Right, everything else seems to be fine, going on fine. Yeah, industrial technology is actually making some good progress, so I'm happy to see that. I don't want to invest any more in research. Let's keep a couple of points to spend later on, maybe. And then these engineers, you are already building your fortresses. I think I can reinforce you nonetheless. Without interrupting that, and that should be alright. So, over here, I'm debating whether I want to remove this army and replace it with a corps. We're only facing off against 2 German corps, so I think it's going to be safe to do that. Watch me making a decision that I'm going to regret stupendously. But yeah, for now that's going to be fine. Spend some money on reinforcing the resources that we've got. Oh, this is the Polish corps, right? Yeah, let's make sure that these guys are top notch. I like the Polish. They fought very well in the early stages of the war, so that's fine. Everyone else seems to be going on alright as well. And hopefully that's going to be enough. I think we can deploy a new unit as well. Yeah, the first anti-aircraft unit of the French over here. And I think what we actually might want to do is send this army a little bit towards the north. And then place the new unit right over here. So nice and central. Shoot down any Germans that do come our way, and that should be lovely. For the Soviets and their winter war, we are still not in a game terms war against Finland, so I think it's fine for the Soviets to research a little bit more, and definitely infantry weapons will definitely continue to be one of the most important things for them. So yeah, let's do that. That should be alright. Doesn't leave us with a lot of points. Does leave us with a question about what to do with the Indians. And I guess the Indians could... sorry, the Indians. You could invest a little bit into R&D, but I'm not too keen on that actually. So yeah, let's actually save up a little bit of money for India and see what we can do and need to do later on. So yeah, I think actually that will end this turn for the Allies, and seeing that we do have some time left, well, I'm debating on whether I should end this episode now. Yeah, let's do that, and then next time we can see what the Axis does and how we react to that, and I think that's going to be a little bit more fluid. So, thank you very much for watching, and to see you guys next time. Bye bye.